Rocking and rolling. So, hey everybody, now you can see me. It's 8 o'clock, and we are so excited you're with us tonight. So we have a really exciting guest. As I just mentioned, if you were joining us a few minutes ago, Julia Cole is going to be joining us. She's a BMI Singer songwriter, and we are prepping for Island Hopper Songwriter Festival. That's going to be happening in September. So all of this is to kind of gear up, hear from some of the artists who are going to be here in town. We promised you songs from the sofa. You've got my sofas behind me. So we are living up to the name. So we want to give a shout out to, as we get going, to our media partners, iHeartMedia and Cat Country 107.1, as we all work together to just enjoy some good music and listen to some good artists and get the stories behind some of the songs tonight. And if you've been on TikTok or if you've been on social media of any kind lately, which I'm sure you have, some of you maybe watching across haven't been able to get out much, you've been able to enjoy our guest tonight. Her name is Julia Cole. She has taken that social media platform, TikTok specifically, by storm with her awesome new song, and it's her latest hit that has gone viral. It's called Side Piece. So here she is tonight. Julia, good evening. I almost said good morning because it's like, I just feel like we've been living in a time warp for a long time, but it's good to see you.
Good to see you. Thanks for having me. I'm really excited to play this, but especially to get down to Florida and actually get to come play a real show for real live people too.
I know, it's going to be crazy. We are so excited to have you. So it is still going to be happening. September, you are going to be here one way or another. Okay, so we can be able to do this in person. And but we're excited to do this at least in some way, shape, or form, to just be able to hear from you and just get excited and be able to hear some good music. We want to hear some of the stories behind the songs. And you've got a lot going on. You're doing a lot of different things. So how have you been, first of all? Let's talk about that just lately. I mean, how's it going?
You know, everything's been great. It's definitely been a weird year because, you know, live shows were canceled for everyone, and, you know, 10 million other reasons why 2020 is like the bane of everyone's existence. But there were a lot of silver linings that I'm going to kind of miss. Like, I got to spend so much time with my family. Like, I spent 3 weeks during the first like quarantine, just like in Houston at my parents' house with my sisters. And like my older sister lives in London. So she came and hung out for like ever. And like she stayed for like a couple months just because everyone's working remotely. So there were a few things about it that just like family wise, I was really excited to get to spend some more time with them.
Yeah.
But it's time for everything to get back going. She's supposed to be having a wedding. My little sister is a track athlete. She's supposed to be having track meets. Like, everybody wants it to get rolling again.
Yeah. And I think what's good about this whole experience is maybe it's realized, we've all been able to realize what is really important and maybe try to take a little more control of that time that we need to spend with our families. And, you know, we kind of had no choice. So hopefully everybody gets along with their family, right? But it's like maybe moving forward, whatever our new normal is going to be, is to make sure we're building that time with our loved ones and stuff. So how many sisters do you have?
Just 2.
Okay. So are you in the middle?
I'm the classic middle child.
You're middle child. Well, you're into everything and you're fantastic at everything. So, I mean, I don't think you're suffering from middle child syndrome, are you?
Well, my sisters are like my best friends. So I definitely have middle child syndrome in the sense that I give my parents a lot of crap about it, but we're pretty close. It's the Cole team. Like, I call my whole fan base and everyone who supports my music is called the Cole team, but it started with my parents. Like, my dad called our family unit like the Cole team, and we all support each other. That's like how we grew up. So yeah, we're very close.
That's awesome. Okay, so everyone who's joining us right now too, you can use #ColeTeam if you want to kind of get out there and talk about tonight, which, by the way, we do have some comments on the side. So anybody jumping on with us, feel free to comment. If you have any questions, we can try to get to that and see if we can, have a little fun interaction with the people who are watching right now too. So you're getting a lot of hellos. Hi, Jason. Hi, Rhonda. Hi, everybody watching. So let's talk about, let's get into some of the music. I know that's what everybody wants to hear tonight too, but you have this song called Side Piece. It's gone viral. What has it been like, first of all, to, again, be in this weird lockdown world, and one of your songs is now, officially gone viral on social media during this crazy time?
Well, it was probably what kept me sane. was knowing that there was still a way to connect to people, even without being able to go play shows and, you know, open for big concerts and things like that. But Side Piece blew my mind. I posted it one day, and I recorded it literally right here in this room, sitting here, and I just posted the video on TikTok, went to sleep. I woke up in the morning and it had almost 1 million views. I had gained like 70,000 followers overnight. It was the craziest thing. And then on top of, like, you know, that almost 1 million views on just that original video, thousands of girls, almost 4,000 girls made lip sync videos telling their own stories about how they had been lied to or cheated on, doing these transformation challenges where they would do their hair and their makeup. And by the end of the video, they just look like absolute smoke shows. And it was like just such a cool thing. I sat there for hours and just scrolled through and watched all these videos, but that just kept pushing the song out more and more and more. So cumulatively, it has probably 5 million streams of the song just on TikTok. And they all went to Apple, to Spotify, to YouTube, and it's got millions of streams on all those now too, and Amazon. Like, it was just the craziest organic reaction to a song lyric that I've ever experienced. And it was great to know that, like, you know, going through an experience like I went through, like this song, like you'll see it in that TikTok. It's like, I wrote this about an ex-boyfriend and an ex-best friend. And apparently way more people than I thought have been in a similar situation. And
yeah, you are not alone. If you learned anything in that, you are not alone. You're not the only one who's felt like that. And you know what, though? That's what these songs can do. And maybe even bring a little humor with it too, to kind of get through these things, because it's kind of devastating to be in that situation too. So music is a good way to kind of get it out and be cathartic about it, right? So this is a personal experience for you then, Julia? This is coming from right from the heart?
Sadly, yes. But it's a message of basically, like, not settling for someone who lies to you, and moving on and knowing you're going to be fine without that person, you know?
Yes.
It's not a sad song.
That person was a fool. Can we just all say that right now on the internet to everybody? Okay, that person was wrong and bad for doing that. So Julia, I want to hear the song. I've heard it before, obviously, but let's play it now tonight and see. Obviously, we've got some people coming in right now too, saying they love this song, saying hello, Cole team in the house. So let's hear Side Piece. Let's kick it off.
Sounds good. I'm going to say hi to everybody real quick. Hey, Rondo, Walter, Don, Mervin, Dana, Rick, Samantha, Michael. Y'all are so awesome. Oh my gosh. Thank you for tuning in and hanging with us. This is Side Piece. I hope y'all like it. The deadline at the office. Swear you ain't got a choice. Friday at the ball game, catching drinks with the boys. A weekend at the lake house when you knew I couldn't come. Another late night workout, an early morning run. So that's what you call your side piece. White line little stories, trying to hide it from me. Bless her heart, that poor thing. Honey, I'm so sorry. It's too bad you're gonna miss me when you reach for the real thing and all you feel is lonely. You can call your side piece. Ooh, 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 ooh. Call your side piece. Ooh, 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 ooh. A little lapse in judgment, a messed up nothing fling. A million I'm so sorry. Swear she don't mean a thing. A moment of weakness, just wasn't thinking straight. A ride down the wrong road, a stupid mistake. So that's what you call your side piece. White line little stories, trying to hide it from me. Bless her heart, that poor thing. Honey, I'm so sorry. Too bad you gon' miss me when you reach for the real thing and all you feel is lonely. You can call your side piece. Call your side piece. That's what you call your side piece. White like little stories. You reflect the real thing. All you feel is lonely. You can call your side piece. Ooh, 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 ooh. Call your side piece. Ooh, 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 ooh. Call your side piece. Ooh, 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 ooh. Call your side piece. Ooh, 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 ooh.
Yes, yes. We're getting a lot of amens and thumbs up in the comments right now too. Side piece. Get the lake house. Okay, so you said you wrote it in the room that you're sitting in right now?
I did the TikTok in this room, but we
Okay.
actually wrote it. My buddy Josh Ronan, we pretty much write like not every one of my songs, but almost all my songs. He's a writer on, but he's more of a producer. He produces all my stuff. So we were in the room. He worked up a track. My buddy Lance Carpenter was with us. He also wrote "Love Me Like You Mean It" for Kelsey Ballerini, and he's awesome. So the three of us wrote this one together in Josh's studio.
Oh, nice. So like, how do you, when you're working with other people, do you have a kind of a formula that you do, or is everyone every time different? I'm sure, depending on the song or who you're working with on it. But you know, do you kind of go back to a usual way, or is it? I mean, a lot of your stuff's organic anyway, which is the best way, right? So when you're trying to share these ideas with others, walk us through that process.
Well, the songwriting process, there's no like right or wrong way to do it. And I have started to have more of a, I guess, a process that I'm more familiar with because I've started to really find my crew of people. So once you get to like work with the same writers a bunch, y'all are all in sync. It's not like a figuring out process of how do you work and how do you work, because some people are really fast. Some people really like to take it slow and ponder. Some people want to talk every idea out. Some people want you to just let them think in their head for 20 minutes, and then they'll come back with like, what about this? What about this? So every person works differently. And I think that's why you work so hard to like find crews that y'all are familiar with each other and you kind of work in a similar way. For me personally, it usually comes from, I'll get an idea I love like wordplay. So a lot of times it's a lyric or a word, some cool phrase that I start trying to think like, okay, you know, this applies to this specific thing in my life. How do we, you know, create this basically poetry and make the lyric really make sense in a way that's unique and hasn't been done before, but also in a way that's relatable for other people. And then I usually go in with Josh, and, you know, I write with some other people too, but most of the time he's in there working up tracks while we're doing this. And we'll start playing some chord progression on either piano or the keyboard, or keyboard or the guitar. And then I'll just throw out some random different melodies of whatever that phrase was. And we'll like kind of pick one that we like and go from there.
Yeah. Do you ever get like writer's block, or what do you do if you're kind of stuck on something? No, never. See?
Never. And it's because I think the reason why I don't is because I have so many ideas saved up that it's not like I'm searching for a new thing to write about. Like I'm constantly thinking of new things on the road, or when I'm, you know, with my family, or watching a movie or reading a book, whatever it is, like little nuggets that I just keep in this long notes database. So I always try, like when I'm going to co-write it first, to think of like right now in this moment, what am I feeling, or what is someone in the room feeling? Let's try to write off of that. But if it's a day where nobody's feeling particularly like passionate about something, I'm like, okay, let's go in my catalog of ideas and write about this feeling that I had last week, or whatever. So that definitely helps. And I think because I'm an artist, you know, some people are full-time songwriters. A lot of the writers who are going to be at this festival, that's all they do. They're not artists. Like they pretty much just write for other people. So a lot of them are writing every single day, sometimes 2 songs a day. And I think that's how you run out of ideas, is when you're just trying to like do it so often.
Mm-hmm.
But I have to do 10 million other things because I'm also an artist that I'm not writing every single day of the week. You know, I write as much as I can, but I'm spending a lot of days on the road or a lot of days filming a video for CMT or whatever it is that it's, I've got time to use I haven't ever run out of those ideas.
Yeah. You always seem to have this creative space or somewhere. Did you always write or have a journal or diary, as a kid? And did you know this early on that this was kind of a gift that you had, or at least an interest?
Not songwriting, but writing. I grew up writing poetry. When I was in high school, I wrote a novel. I won a bunch of poetry contests, and I wanted to go to college to be a creative writer. Like I wanted to write books and stories. Like it was for sure something that I loved doing, always loved to write. But I had no idea that I had like musical talent really, because I just played sports my entire life. So I really wasn't involved in music. And then other than my mom making me take piano lessons, but I hated it. Like it was, and now I love it.
No kidding. Yeah, that's so weird.
It was a very forced thing. Yeah.
Okay, so when did you first pick up a guitar? Because you handle that like you've been doing that since you were, born.
So I think piano made it easier for me to pick up guitar because I already knew like the basics of theory and like having an ear to know when something's dissonant or when it like, sounds right. But I actually got my start in music singing national anthems for my own volleyball and basketball games. And that spread to everything in Houston. I started to sing for the Astros, Texans, Houston Dynamo, NASA, the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo, all the stuff.
Oh my goodness.
75,000 people. And I was like, wow, I'm not even nervous. I should probably figure out how to do this for a living. And because I remember one of my anthems, I got like a pretty good paycheck. And I'm in high school and my friends are like working at froyo places for $7 an hour.
Right.
And I'm going to sing
burgers.
I know what the music industry is really like, but in high school, it was all glorious.
That's so awesome. So why was that important to you to sing the national anthem even before your own games? That's a really, and you said you were nervous. I'm thinking that would be a nerve-wracking night. That's one of the hardest songs to sing.
I think I have a different, just a different upbringing with it in the sense that I did it so often that it was just kind of like second nature, like not really even thinking about it. Because if you think about it, all my volleyball and basketball games for 4 years of high school, plus other sporting events for my high school, it's a lot of anthems. It's like multiple times a week, every single week.
Yeah.
So, and I started out doing them actually as duets with my older sister because we were on the same basketball team.
Aww.
And so we did the duet national anthem together. And then, she graduated and I just carried the torch and kept doing it by myself. And my volleyball coach is actually the one who told me to send my video into the Texans. And like, that's kind of how it all started.
Wow. That is so cool. So you've had coaches and a good, group around you this whole time too, to keep you supportive. That's awesome. So speaking of which, you have another song that's called Honey Child, and it's quite inspiring, and it has a sports partnership with it. Tell us about that.
This was a pretty cool full circle moment. So Mizuno Athletic Wear, this is a company that they're like a Nike or an Under Armour, but Mizuno is like very tailored towards like elite athletics, and they're branching out now more into having more of the athleisure stuff for the common person to wear. But I grew up because I played club volleyball wearing Mizuno shoes, and like Mizuno is very big in volleyball and baseball and golf, like in higher level like athletes. And so anyway, Mizuno and I kind of partnered for this year, and they have been using Honey Child for their 2021 Women's Empowerment Campaign. And on top of that, they had me come and perform at this huge volleyball tournament. It's called Big South, and it's in Atlanta. And they're like, these tournaments, people don't realize there's like 80 to 100,000 people at a tournament because it's thousands of girls competing and all their families, everyone.
Yeah.
So I got to do the anthem for that, and then they had some meet and greet moments where I got to sit on a panel with. They had 4 other professional athletes, women's pro volleyball players, like Olympians, like gold medalists, and me sitting there next to them, like, I'll play you a song. Like, I don't have a gold medal, but all right. And we basically got to meet girls, play these songs, take a bunch of photos, and do that. And then I'm doing another thing with them on the 24th. We partnered up with the Braves, and so I'm performing at the Braves Stadium in the plaza before the game, full band, and then doing the anthem for them and doing an activation in the Mizuno store there too.
That's so cool. That is so cool. And you know what it is to be the athlete too, to know how music can inspire you, it can pump you up, it can do all kinds of things when you're on the court or whatever, sport you're playing. Looks like Allie is chiming in right now saying currently watching the NCAA Women's Volleyball Championship. So
talking about.
Yes, that's awesome. All right. So let's hear Honey Child. I know I'm going on and on, and it's going to get too late and they want to hear your music. They don't, want to, we can talk more about it on the other side, but let's hear Honey Child.
All right, let's do it. Just want to go home. I ain't feeling it, they ain't getting it, free falling so low. When you caught me on the phone and let me air it all out, all the twists and the turns and the hate and the burns holding me down. You say, baby girl, let it go. Honey child, keep growing wild like a blue bonnet in the breeze. Yeah, you might bend, but you won't break. No, your mama didn't raise you that way. Oh yeah, show 'em what you made of. Oh yeah, girl, what you afraid of. Be you, beautiful you, and it'll all be sweet as honey child, honey child, honey child, sweet as honey child, honey child, honey child. Don't change a damn thing. Stay just who you are. Yeah, trust your heart. Oh, baby, don't you think that's a real fine place to start? Honey child, keep growing wild like a blue bonnet in the breeze. Yeah, you might bend, but you won't break. No, your mama didn't raise you that way. Oh yeah, show 'em what you're made of. Oh yeah, do what you afraid of. Be you, beautiful you, and it'll all be sweet as honey child, honey child, honey child, sweet as honey child, honey child, honey child. It'll all be sweet as honey child. Be you, beautiful you, and it'll all be sweet as you, be you, beautiful you, and it'll all be sweet as honey child. Keep growing wild like a blue bonnet in the breeze. Yeah, you might bend, but you won't break. No, your mama didn't raise you that way. Oh yeah, show 'em what you're made of. Oh yeah, girl, what you afraid of. Be beautiful you, and it'll all be sweet as honey child, honey child, honey child, sweet as honey child, honey child, honey child, sweet as honey child, honey child, honey child, sweet as honey child, honey child, honey child. Oh yeah. I see you. If anybody is just joining us right now too, we are talking to Julia Cole, getting ready for Island Hopper Songwriter Festival coming up in September, where she will be joining us here. Not in my living room. It's gonna be a lot better. We're gonna be outside, either Fort Myers Beach, Captiva, or downtown Fort Myers. So
Julia's currently in Nashville right now, and we're just playing a couple of songs and hanging out with our virtual concert series. Honey Child, that song we just heard, is got a lot of back meaning too. And as you're saying, just be you, and you may bend, but you won't break. Those kinds of lyrics, what inspires you to write that way, to send those kinds of empowerment messages? That's something that's really important to you, Julia.
I tried for so long to write an empowering, like, women's empowerment kind of anthem, and I struggled so hard with it because my personality is not one to ever really like, I hate showing like weakness or vulnerability. Like, I don't like, that's very difficult for me to do. And I also really didn't want to do some like cheesy, just like, fight whatever song. Like, I wanted it to be something that was authentic and genuine to how I actually act. And I just felt like when I wrote this one, having it be a conversation between, it's a conversation between my mom and me. It's the first verse is me basically calling my mom, being like, I am struggling. And the chorus throughout is my mom just being like, kick your butt in gear and just keep being true to yourself and keep working hard and things are going to work out. Like, just keep going. And I think when I finally got that type of a song done, I just knew, like, this is exactly the kind of message that, I need when I'm feeling that way. So I hope it helps other people whenever they're feeling just like they're stuck in a rut and need that motivation to get out of it.
And it's so, I applaud you for talking about that, because, the social media world, and or not, we like to pretend we're all okay and everything's perfect, and we never have those moments. But the truth is, we're humans and we all do. And, I was, reading through your stuff, and I'm listening to your music, and I'm like, man, you are just limitless. You've got sports going on, what that's like, competitiveness, you're talented in these ways. And it's inspiring to kind of redirect and sort of write your own path. I mean, it's nice to see that, because so many of us think you have to be this one thing or you're stuck in one bubble. So you're kind of doing it all at once. So, what do you have to say to other people too, who might be struggling?
Basically find out what your priorities are and what your real passions are, and stick to them and stay true to yourself no matter what you're going through, what you're doing, because that's going to be what gets you through it. And you don't want to compromise your beliefs and what you really know to be true to you just to have a means to an end, like to meet somebody else's expectation. Like, this is your life, live it for you and for the people you care about. So I'm definitely excited, especially like this next song is one of my favorites. I wrote it actually about my grandma. She had a liver transplant at age 52, and we just got to celebrate her 76th birthday.
Wow.
And I wrote this one for her 75th birthday because it was a huge milestone that, like, none of us thought we were going to get to reach with her. And my mom actually asked me to write it. And I was really nervous. I was like, how am I going to write a song to, like, be half as special as Maudie is, And my mom and I started talking about Maudie, and she was bringing up how she loves white pearls. I was like, okay, I can write off that, white pearls. And basically I sat down in front of the fireplace and I just wrote this song. It just kind of fell out. Like, I have no idea how it even happened. But by the end of it, I realized that I wasn't just writing about my grandma, I was also writing about my mom. So this one is called White Pearls, and it's out. I put it out for Mother's Day, but it's dedicated to anybody on here who's a mom or a grandma. And I know you're a mom, so too. But
all right, cool.
I'll move into this one, but it is out everywhere too. So anybody who wants the link, just hit me up and I can send you a link to it. You paint stories like the Sistine Chapel, make heaven out of apple pie with sweet tea on the side. The way you talk to God like he's an old friend would make anyone want to meet him. You're the voice of reason when I'm losing my mind. And oh, you're how I know. Angels wear white pearls and pray on front porch swings. Love the piano and ain't scared of damn near anything. Their daughters turn to mothers, raising their own baby girls. You're how I know angels. Angels wear white pearls. You got your own little garden of Eden, dogwoods and bluebirds feeding. I can never quite get my front yard looking good as yours. So I'll just have to visit much as I can. Lord knows I miss you. Your amazing grace inspires me. Yeah, I got faith 'cause I believe angels wear white pearls and pray on front porch swings. Love the piano and ain't scared of damn near anything. Their daughters turn to mothers, raising their own baby girls. You're how I know angels. Angels wear white pearls. Angels wear white pearls. Whoa, oh, 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 oh. Angels wear white pearls and pray on front porch swings. Love the piano and ain't scared of damn near anything. Their daughters turn to mothers, raising their own baby girls. Daughters turn to mothers, raising their own baby girls. Their daughters turn to mothers, raising their own baby girls. You're how I know angels. Angels wear white pearls. Oh, 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 oh.
Beautiful. That was just beautiful. And Mother's Day is coming up soon, so that'll get a lot of play soon.
Yeah, y'all got to send that one to your grandmas and your moms.
Yes, for sure. Well, Julia, I've done it again. I've talked too much, and you still have another song to play. So thank you for briefing us and going into that one. Yeah, take a swig of water because I know we have one more, and yeah, and tell us a little bit about it and behind it and how it came to be. The next song you want to sing.
So this one is so fun. I actually wrote this one about a relationship that I'm currently in.
Oh, all right.
This song I put out with a buddy of mine named Spencer Crandall, and we got together with Josh Ronan, who I write obviously everything with, and the three of us just created this track one day, and Spence and I both loved it, and we were like, let's put this out like immediately. And we released it, and now I think it has something like 14 million streams. And we were all just like, holy crap, like none of us knew that this song was just going to take on a life of its own. But it really has. And it's just, it's a really fun, like beginning of a relationship. You haven't said I love you yet kind of.
The jitter part, kind of the opposite of side piece. Is this kind of that's a good way to end it?
Yeah, you're just scared to say, you're like, who's going to say it first? You know, it's like, you're both like feeling it, and that's why it was so fun to do it as a duet, because it's really like, when you feel like this, usually it's both people that are like, who's like, we want to say it, we both can tell, but like, you just haven't gotten there yet. And So it's a fun one. I hope you guys like it.
Okay, good. We're excited. So we started with side piece. We're going to end it on a higher note as far as relationship status, right?
Yes, this one's called Things I Can't Say, and y'all can
Okay.
find it's out. It's Spencer Crandall featuring Julia Cole.
Okay.
See us in a ranch house with a pond, a couple kids with your baby blues. Bet I look good as a soccer mom, but ain't no way in hell that I'm telling you, 'cause it's only been 2 months and 6 days. And I ain't trying to sound crazy, but I love you is on the tip of my tongue, and I want you to want me to be the one. And I almost tell you every night when we're getting off FaceTime. I just text you, but let my friends read it first, 'cause it's too soon for those 3 little words. I'll tell you one day, but for now, babe, I'll add it to the list of things I can't say. Hey, I had a daydream you proposed. We got hitched on the beach that day. Had a honeymoon on the Maui coast. Couldn't wipe the smile off my face. It's only been 2 months and 6 days, and I ain't trying to sound crazy, but I love you is on the tip of my tongue, and I want you to want me to be the one. And I almost tell you every night when we're getting off FaceTime. I just text you, but let my friends read it first, 'cause it's too soon for those 3 little words. I'll tell you one day, but for now, babe, I'll add it to the list of things I can't say. Hey, whoa, hey. I don't wanna scare you off. You're the best thing that I've got. I don't wanna scare you off. You're the best thing that I've got. And I love you is on the tip of my tongue, and I want you to want me to be the one. And I almost tell you every night when we're getting off FaceTime. Just text you, but let my friends read it first, 'cause it's too soon for those 3 little words. I'll tell you one day, but for now, babe, I'll add it to the list of things I can't say. Hey, oh, hey, I'll add it to the list of things I can't say. Yeah, you know I want to, babe. Yeah, you know I want to, babe. Whoa, you know I want to, babe. But I'll add it to the list of the things I can't say.
Yes. Well, the things we can say are that you're amazing, and that was awesome. So this was so much fun tonight, Julie. I have to tell you, thank you so much for hanging with us and playing a couple songs and getting to know you a little bit better too. And we can't wait to see you down here for the Island Hopper Festival come September. So we hang tight there in Nashville for a little bit, but we hope to see you soon. Okay.
I cannot wait. Thank you, everybody who's tuned in, is hanging out and watching. Thank you all for having me, and I cannot wait to come play Island Hopper. Can't come soon enough.
I know. Okay, well, we've got you on the books, okay? And I do want to say one more time, thank you so much to our partners, iHeart, Cat Country 107.1, BMI, and again, Julia. And you can go to islandhopperfest.com for more information, dates, and schedules, and things like that. So everybody get pumped up. It's going to be a good time, safely, of course, and head to our website for more information. But Julia, take care of yourself. Thank you for your inspiring words tonight and doing such a good job.
Thanks for having me. Bye, y'all.
Okay. Bye, everybody. We'll see you next time. Thanks for joining us.